Shri Patmatmane Namaham. Namaste, devotees, and Jai Sita Ram to each and every one of you. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our special Shivaratri virtual prayers for this evening, today being the 25th of February, 2025. I know some questions have come up about why we are doing things today versus tomorrow, what some calendars say about today versus tomorrow, but let's get into our opening prayers first, and then I will discuss with you all exactly why we're doing what we're doing today, some stories as to why, and then we'll also do additional prayers for Lord Shiva, as well as any things that you can do at home to celebrate Shivaratri. If we could all join together as we chant these opening prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Ishavasyam Niram Sarvam Yakincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bunjeta Amma Brudhakasya Swidhanam Om Yam Brahma Varurendra Maruta Stunvanti Divyestave Vede Samaga Parukramupaniriše Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tarkatena Manasa Ashyanti Yam Yogino Yashyantam Navirusura Saragana Devaya Tasme Namaham Om Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Megavaranam Shubhagam Lakshmikantam Kamalinayanam Yogi Miradhyanagam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvaloke Kanatam Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Guru Me Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Saraswati Mahamani Vidya Kamala Lochane Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namastute Om Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Pujamoolam Gurur Param Mantramoolam Gurur Bhakyam Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripal Manghalam Bhagavan Vishnu Manghalam Garudadvaja Mangalam Pundarikaksha Mangalaya Tanohari Om Karagre Vasate Lakshmi Karmule Saraswati Karmadye Tu Govinda Prabhate Gardharshanam Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. I do want to apologize ahead of time, devotees, if I'm looking here and I'm looking over here and I'm looking down here. I'm trying to monitor a screen, look at the camera, and then read from my iPad at the same time. So I promise you I'm not distracted. I'm just trying to focus on a good number of things. It's a little bit more difficult when you're by yourself trying to monitor the technology and say the prayers at the same time. As I mentioned before, devotees, we are here to say just a few prayers in commemorance of Shivaratri. Whenever we look at any of these kind of events, we have to remember that Shivaratri, Janamashti, Ramnavami, those are the creations of divine beings that exist within Sanatana Dharma, those divine beings that we worship, and in this case, that's for Lord Shiva. Now, there's very many ways that we can worship during Shivaratri, and we expressed one of those ways on Sunday when we sang our kirtan, our bhajans, and we performed our devotional service to Bhagwan Shiva. It's always auspicious when you're at home to do your prayers to Lord Shiva. Have that Shiva lingam sitting in front of you, and there's really a few steps that you can take, and there's many stories that talk about this. One about a warrior who was lost in the woods. He sat up in a tree, he was very hungry, and what he did not realize is that that tree that he was sitting was in a bael tree. And as he was sitting in that bael tree, very hungry, he began to cry, and his tears were falling off his cheeks and rolling down the tree onto a little lingam that was at the very bottom of the tree. While he was there, and because he had fasted, and while he was hungry and crying, he was bathing the lingam with his tears. And in his boredom, he decided to take some leaves off that tree, that bael tree, and throw those leaves down. Those leaves fell onto the lingam as an offering. So when you're at home, we take example from this story. Have a lingam, make sure that you fasted for that day, right? Make sure that you're fasting. Go ahead and pull your lingam out, worship it by offering some water, some dar, some Ganga Jal to bathe with, decorate it with Bel Patra, and then say your prayers. If you don't know the prayers of devotees, there are very good opening ones that we can say, ones that go along the lines of this. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha, Maya Om Bhavaya Cha, Namah Shankaraya Cha, Mayaskaraya Cha, Namah Shivaya Cha, Shivataraya Cha, Om Shantakaram Shikhara Shayanam, Sarpaharam Suresham, Vishwadharam Sabhatika Sadrasham, Shubhavaranam Shubhangam, Om Gaurikantam Madhanadahanam, Yogi Bhiradhana Gamyam, Vande Vishnu Shambhum Bhavambayaharam, Sarvaloke Kanatam, Om Karpura Gaurang Karunavataram, Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam, Saravasantam Hirdayardavinde, Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Om Agakshe Bhagavan Deva, Stani Chatra Stiro Bhava, Yavata Pujam Kadishyami, Tavatvam Sanidho Bhava. Om Kripya Deva Devisha, Madagre Sanidho Bhava, Tasya Te Parameshanam, Swagatam Swagatam Prabhu. Om Manu Jutir Tujatam Jayasya, Parihaspatir Yagnam Nimanton Utvarishtam, Yagmam Gam Samimam Dhatu, Vishwadevasya Yamadyantam Om Pratishtaha, Om Sahasra Shirasha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, Om Sabhumim Saravate Spiritvate, Atishta Dashangulam, Om Asya Prana Pratishtantu, Asya Prana Kshantarucha, Asya Devatam Arachi Mamaiti Kasacham, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Avahayami Stapayami Pujayami. We say those kinds of prayers to invoke that beautiful, wonderful Atma of Bhagwan Shiva into our homes, into our lives, so we can perform puja unto him. If you have dar at home, you offer that dar by pouring it on top while you recite the following verses. Om Rupam Nehi Yasho Nehi Bhogam Nehi Cha Shankara Mukti Mukti Phalam Nehi Grahayurgadham Namohastute. There's various other dars you can offer, such as milk, yogurt, ghee, honey, sugar. You can offer cane juice, coconut water. If you don't have any of those things, but you have enough things to make panchamrit, you can definitely do panchamrit as well. And then you clean your lingam off. Again, auspiciously, in order for this puja to be considered complete, you also have to offer Bel Patra to Bhagwan Shiva. There's various different mantras we can say when we offer Bel Patra. A few of them as an example, and for you to use at home, and if you want to use them tomorrow as you continue to perform your Shivaratri puja, would be the following. Om Tridalam Triganakaram Trinitram Chatrayudhyam Trajnama Papa Samharam Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Trishakhi Belu Patrescha Ayachchirdhaya Komale Shubhe Shiva Pujam Karishyami Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Akhanda Bilva Patrena Pujetin Nikeshware Shudyanti Sarva Pabhemo Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Shaligrama Shilamekam Vipramam Jatvarpayet Soma Yagya Mahapunyam Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Danti Kunti Sahasrani Bhajapeya Shanticha Kotikanya Mahananam Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Lakshmaya Stanata Utpanam Mahadevasya Chaprayam Devraksham Prachayami Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Dharshanam Bhirurakshasya Sparshanam Papanashanam Aghora Papa Samharam Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam Om Molatho Brahma Rupaya Madhyato Vishnu Rupine Agrata Shiva Rupaya Ekhabilvam Shivarpanam. And then you offer all your Bel Patra with the following prayers. Om Bhilvashtakam Miram Punyam Yahapate Shiva Sannidho Sarva Papa Vinirmukta Shiva Lokam Vapnuyat Om Namah Shivaya. Now, devotees, we have gotten some questions as to why we are celebrating Shivaratri today versus tomorrow. Some of that can be explained by looking at our very religious calendar and denoting that Shivaratri actually starts tonight at around 11, I would say about 48 p.m., and goes on all the way till about 10 p.m. tomorrow. Now, the thing about Shivaratri, and what we learned from that story about the hunter from earlier, is that he did a very good deed after he performed his Shiva Puja unwillingly, with full devotion. But somebody came to his house and he fed. A sage came to his house, nodded, and he fed that sage. He did a good deed out of the kindness of his heart, didn't ask for anything in return. He did an act of charity. In order for you to have a very successful Shivaratri, it's important that on Shivaratri day, not only do you perform your puja, but you also do an act of kindness, a good deed, a selfless, essentially, like I said, act, a selfless service to mankind, to the animals, to the plants, to the trees around you, to benefit this world. The reason we worship tonight is so that way we can start our Lord Shiva Puja, say our prayers to Lord Shiva, wake up, do our Shiva Puja on our lingam, bathe our lingam off our Belpatra, say our prayers, but then we have enough time throughout the day to not only worship Lord Shiva, but also do something for that spark of God that exists within every single person, to go out and do an act of service, an act of charity, an act of kindness, selflessness, something that is very thoughtful. Now, when I say that, I want you to keep in mind that that act doesn't mean that you do it with hopes of getting something in return. It's not that you're going to go donate some stuff to Goodwill to get that receipt for your taxes, even though we're past that, it'd be taxes for next year. It's doing something knowing that you're trying to do better for the world, better for someone else, without getting anything in return. So that could be cooking food that's in your pantry right now to give to those who are in need. It could be going out to the grocery store and buying as many people groceries as you possibly can, maybe with or without them knowing. It could be something like getting groceries for your neighbor, or going over to your neighbor's house who may be potentially disabled to help move things around, maybe cook some food, help clean up your neighborhood. But it means it's an act of kindness that is selfless, that is done for the betterment of that other person, and that benefits humankind in some way, shape, or form. You can even go out and benefit animals. I would say go to work at a dog shelter if you'd like. A dog shelter. Feed some dogs who don't have homes. Give them some time to have human interaction. Go and play with them. Do an act of kindness. Do an act of service. So we celebrate starting today so we can perform our puja relatively early on, and that way we have the rest of the day to perform our act of charity. Because without performing that act of charity, devotees, there is no Shivaratri for you. There is no blessings. There is no things that you acquire for your spiritual bank account that help you propel your soul from this life to the next, or propel your soul from this physical world to that metaphysical world to merge with Bhagavan. So we want to make sure we have enough time to do all that during the Shivaratri period. So as I say that, I want to make sure that everybody understands that tomorrow, your prime duty is wake up, perform your Shiva Puja, bathe your lingam, offer your Belpatra. We'll say these final prayers for Lord Shiva in a little bit. And then go do an act of charity, an act of kindness, all the while keeping Lord Shiva in your mind, in your heart, in your thoughts, and in your prayers, while trying to do better for this world. And tomorrow, if you'd like, if you need something to sing while you go to do your work, you're more than welcome to go out and sing the same song that we sang when we performed our puja at Mandir the other day. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bolo. Namah Shivaya, Ganyadharai Shiva Ganyadharai, Hara Hara Bole. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole. Namah Shivaya. Think of yourself like Lord Rama, who performed his lingam puja to the exact methodology as described before crossing the ocean Lanka to go save Mother Sita. Rameshwarai Shiva Rameshwarai, Hara Hara Bole. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, as you conclude your Shiva pujas tomorrow, before you go to bed, you chant some prayers, thinking of Lord Shiva in your heart, your mind, and your soul. You start off by reciting Om Namastubhyam Virukasham Namaste Divya Chakshushe Namaha Menakahasta Vrajram Hastaya Ve Namaham Om Namastrishula Hastaya Danapashasi Panaya Namatrokanathaya Bhutanam Pataye Namaham Om Namah Shivaya Shantaya Karanatrahetave Avidyami Chatmanam Tvam Gatihi Parameshwaram Om Bhavani Shankarao Vande Shraddha Vishwasya Rupanya Yabhyavena Anabhashyanti Siddhaha Swanatastameshwaram Om Vande Bhodhamayam Nityam Guru Shankara Rupinam Yamashritohi Vakro Api Chandra Sarvatra Vanyate Namaham Om Rupam Dehi Janam Dehi Bhagyam Dehi Maheshwara Putra Dehi Dhanam Dehi Sarvan Kamanscha Dehi Me. And then as you conclude your prayers, like you did, performing your act of service and kindness for those around you, you want to say that last prayer for those departed souls who are traveling from this world to the next, asking for their passage to be smooth and tranquil. You offer a prayer for those suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and disabilities. May they have a fast, speedy, smooth recovery, or at least a smooth way of living their lives. And we say those things, we say this following prayer while keeping those people in our mind, or those souls in our mind. Om Trayambakam Yajamehe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarokamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajamehe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarokamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajamehe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarokamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mamrutat Om Ganganapate Namaha Om Kartike Namaha Om Nandishwarai Namaha Om Vasuki Namaha Om Shri Sambasara Shivaya Namaha. And you can end your prayers, devotees, on a more rounded scale if you'd like to, by chanting the following verses over and over again. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shiv Shankar Bhagwan ki Prem Swara Shiv Shankar Bhagwan ki Jai. And before we end for this evening, devotees, we will join together as we chant a few closing prayers, as I have a few words to say at the very end of this. So let's clasp our hands, close our eyes, focus our minds on the feet of Bhagwan Shiva as we chant our closing prayers. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukhabham Bhave. Om Mantrahinam Kriyahinam भक्तैनं जनार्दनं यद्य पूजितं मया नेव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापवात्मा पापसम्भवा त्राहि मम पुण्डरीकाक्षं सर्वपापो हरो हरे ॐ त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युमामृतं यमय हरि ओं शान्ति 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 हरि ओं ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ॐ ध्यान शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरौषधेय शान्तिर्वनस्पति शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्तिर्ब्रह्मा शान्तिर् सर्वं शान्तिर्शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि हरि ओं शान्ति 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 हरि ओं प्रेम से बोलो शिव शंकर भगवान की जय प्रेम से बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय. And with this, devotees, we've come to the end of our very special Shivaratri virtual prayer service for this evening. I do want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and being here with me as we say some prayers and really truly understand what Shivaratri is all about. I see my Indira Didis chatting in the chat. Sorry, I'm very repetitive today. I see Indira Didis in the chat, so Jai Sita Ram to Indira Didi and to the song Our Family. And again, Jai Sita Ram to each and every one of you who are watching. I'm not going to go over too many announcements about our Mandir calendar. That'll be saved for Sunday morning service. We do have our regular Sunday morning satsang this coming Sunday at 10 o'clock, so I do hope to see everybody there. In the meantime, I hope you all have a very, very happy and a very special Shivaratri. Please wake up, perform your pujas, but really, more importantly, make sure you do something good for someone else or something else that exists in this world around us. It's kind of up to us at this point to ensure that Kali Yuga doesn't always take over. That light is still shared and spread throughout this world, even if it's considered an age of darkness. There's still good in this world. Everybody who's watching is good. Everybody who participates is good. So share that goodness, share that kindness, and share that love with those around you. In the meantime, I hope you all have a safe, happy, healthy Shivaratri. Stay safe tomorrow. Have a great week. And Jai Sita Ram to every single one of you.